found us. More podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now.
Well, welcome to this week's podcast. You've made it back, and we are here.
We are.
In the secret location that nobody ever knows about. You have to really have somebody show you where it's at in order to find it, but it is here. It does exist within the church. So we are enjoying right now some amazing weather. I was really surprised last night. We had Wednesday Night Live, and it was like 73 degrees outside.
It's perfect, man.
And I'm like, I'm not going to have anybody show up.
Yeah.
You know, Amy and I are really worried about people showing up for classes, and they did. They all showed up. Good. And I'm like, thank you for coming out and, giving up your time in the sun.
It is the window that we're in right now. The weather. You just can't. This is exactly why you live in northern Michigan. You can't beat it. And last night was one of those perfect 75 sunny.
Just about as cold as it could get.
That was awesome.
But this has been the week that I have dreaded all year. My lawnmower that I bought last year at a garage sale died this year. So I'm mowing my lawn.
Is it done?
The drive thing does not work.
Okay.
So and it locks up because that's how it works.
Okay.
So I am literally out there dragging wheels across the grass to finish the lawn.
Yeah. And
I'm telling Amy about it. She's like, "Well, just make it work." I'm like, "You don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm dragging this up a hill with the wheels not turning, So now I've broke the news to her that I'm probably going to have to find another lawnmower.
Are you guys in the market?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Can we talk about lawnmowers?
We need to talk about lawnmowers, because my lawnmower
I'm
runs.
an evangelist now for a certain type of
It does not go now. And the problem, I need assist.
Okay.
Because my heart can't handle pushing that.
So your lawn you have a hill?
Yeah, I have hill. I mean, as long as I have an assisted lawnmower, I'm good to go.
It's a walk behind.
Yeah, behind.
It's good for you.
But if I don't have the help, it's a long day.
But you're taking a walk with your lawnmower.
I'm taking a long. Yeah, I'm trying.
You don't want to push it, but you want to take a walk.
I need the exercise, but I don't need to kill myself and have a heart attack outside. Yeah.
Okay, can I preach at you about a lawnmower?
Here we go.
All right, so I just bought a lawnmower.
Yes.
We just got this house, and I needed a lawnmower.
Okay.
And it is a little more money.
Yeah.
It is a little more, but the Ego.
The battery operated one.
Battery operated lawnmower.
How long does the battery last?
So I am doing my house, which is maybe just under an acre.
Okay.
And I got 3 battery charges. So the deal is they'll sell you they'll give you a battery with one of them, and then when you buy it, they give you another one. So I've got 2 batteries.
Yeah.
When you're done, you put one on the charger. Mow the lawn, the thing dies, replace the one that's on the charger into the lawnmower, and then that one goes back on the charger that was in the lawnmower. I'm not kidding you, man.
I didn't know.
Quiet.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Super light. You can pick it up. You could store it on the wall. You could turn it upside down because there's no oil, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a battery. And the cool thing is again, like we've talked about, like our shopping trips, I'm going to have headphones in at all times.
Right.
And so my head's not ringing after I'm done mowing the lawn because it's not loud.
Yeah. Can it handle rough environment? Because I'm like sand a lot.
Yes. The one thing I would say is your battery's going to die. I mowed another lawn that the lawn was a little longer. The battery's going to die quicker if you let your lawn grow long.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just, and it's like functional. Like they're just thinking about like, there's a place for my cell phone hole. You know what I mean? And the deck moves up and down really, really easy. It's just great. And maybe I've just been having crappy old lawnmowers, but there's no exhaust, there's no oil, you don't have to change the oil, nothing. Battery, boom, go.
I like that idea.
And
I didn't even think about that.
Once they get you on them, though, I think then it's like you're on their system. Yeah. Because like you're buying, the battery works for their chainsaw.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And they're
Bluetooth accessible.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It works great. Like
I did see the one that was a robot. It looks like a Roomba robot.
Yeah.
By Ryobi. Yeah.
Ryobi does that. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Have the thing just turn it on and let it go do its thing.
But then you're not walking.
Then I'm not getting exercise. Yeah, right. So I need the exercise. But so that's what I'm doing. So that happened, and then I had a chipper that I bought last year at a garage sale.
A wood chipper?
Yeah, it worked for a while, and then it just seized up on me now.
Oh, really?
So I'm just having one of those weeks, like everything I touch, weed whacker's not working. I'm like, I'm giving up. I'm done.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep my lawn looking good.
That's right. You're just the lawn can look like whatever it looks like in Top Nibby.
Although you can't though, because my wife,
you got a bunch of hillbillies up there in Top Nibby, right? Or no?
My wife she's like, you got to make this thing look better, So,
right?
Yeah.
So Amy wants a lawn that looks nice.
Yeah, she wants at least look kept, like it's not like run down kind of thing. So
you just let it go the whole summer.
I don't have to mow it that much because it's sandy grass kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I can do it like once or twice a month, and that's good.
Sure.
So, well, anyways, so you wonder why you take the time each week to listen to more podcasts. I'll tell you why. More stands for maximizing opportunities for right now and eternity. So stop asking why you listen. Just never forget to listen and pass it on. And we've gotten quite a few new listeners. And
cool.
I actually had somebody text me from last week. Told me, hey, you guys doing a great job. Love the podcast. Just started listening to it. They saw the banner out in the lobby, took a picture of it, and started listening to it. So they subscribed to the Subsplash version of it, and they said we were really funny.
Nice.
So, if you ever had a question?
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do a better job on Sunday morning of like pitching the podcast.
Pitching the pod every once in a while, right?
Just once. It doesn't need to be all the time.
Especially right from service. Hey, if you want to hear more about this and be talking about it on the pod.
Yeah. All you got to do is get onto the Subsplash. That's nice because then we know, we have people that actually have to subscribe to it, which is helpful.
You get some analytics with it. Yeah.
As opposed to like Apple or whatever,
right.
They can just listen to it and we don't know what's going on.
Sure.
But, it is good. And it was just nice to hear that. Actually, it was just a wonderful little text to get, in the middle of the week and tell them what's going on. So thank you. Thank you for a shout out to that person who thought the podcast was good. Keep telling your people about it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, the More Podcast is sponsored by the Right to Life celebration happening June 30th at the Grand Unity Event Center in Petoskey. What would it look like if Michigan chose life? Well, right now, saving the unborn in Michigan would mean protecting nearly 95 children every single day, over 1,000 every week. Imagine the future doctors and teachers and pastors, mothers, fathers, missionaries, business owners, and world changers who would have the opportunity to live out their purpose. And while we fight for the unborn, we also are going to be celebrating the courageous mothers who chose life. Mothers who saw a billboard, watched the social media video, received materials from Right to Life, or found hope through our partnership with The Haven, formerly known as Pregnancy Care Center. Those stories matter. Those lives matter. So your ticket of $75 helps support the ongoing mission of Emmett County Right to Life as they continue standing for life at the People's House of Michigan and right here in our own community. So come be a part of an unforgettable evening filled with purpose, hope, and impact. Get your tickets today at EmmettCountyRTL.com, all lowercase, EmmettCountyRTL.com.
The Nortons will be there, right?
We're emceeing it.
Okay.
Of course they're going to be there. Of course they're going to be there.
That. Hey, so Sunday, my wife and I, we went and saw Sidewalk Prophets.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just him and Dave and this other guy that plays piano with him. That's the only two that were there.
Oh, cool.
And I got to tell you, I thought I thought Dave's voice was amazing.
He does have a good voice.
But it was amazing just the two of them.
That's cool, man.
He brings it out more because it's just two of them. But the place was packed.
That's so cool,
it was
man.
all sold out concert.
And it's at the Opera House in Sheboygan. I was thinking that. That's such a cool little gem in northern Michigan.
Yeah, you don't ever think about it.
Right. But shout out Sheboygan Opera House for bringing in a Christian act. That's awesome.
It was so cool.
And a good one.
And, the thing is that it was like going to church. They just had a good time. Heard a lot of great stories.
Cool.
Amy, she's good friends with them. And so after the concert, we went backstage to hang out with them.
Cool.
And Amy brought a charcuterie board, which she's, known for the charcuterie board for them. So she was back there talking with them and stuff, and so it's just really cool. They're real people, real nice guys. They don't think too highly of themselves, but
what's funny?
They just did an amazing job.
Is Dave has been popping up in my People You May Know Facebook.
Oh, really?
It's literally like him and his wife and their kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not Mr. Rockstar thing.
No,
so what you're saying, I totally get it. Yeah,
well, he was telling us that he goes to the church where Chris Tomlin and a lot of big acts in Nashville go. And I'm like, does that ever weird you out?
Yeah, that would be a weird.
Yeah, you're in the same church with all these major acts on the CCM docket. And
how'd you like to be the worship pastor of Chris
That's
Tomlin?
what I was thinking.
That'd be rough.
I immediately thought of you, and I'm like, can you imagine you being the worship pastor for all these people that are professionals, right? That do sold out concerts.
We're going to sing how great is our God? And
Right.
you're like, actually, Chris would be like, well, you know.
It was close.
It was close.
I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. And as a musician, you know, you're kind of like
Oh, boy.
playing in front of these guys that have these paid
man.
musicians that are so amazing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be weird. But apparently he loves it there. His kids love it there.
Cool. So the concert is an hour long?
It was 2 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. This
That's
guy really
awesome,
brought it.
man.
Yeah.
That's great.
The only problem is the whole time, my wife and I, we sat in the front, right in the very front. And there's this humongous pit.
Yeah.
That is open right in front
For
of the
like
stage.
the
for the band.
The band pit, yeah.
And the whole night, the only thing, this is like my dad and her mom, you know, radar coming
gonna
up.
fall in.
I'm like, stay away from the edge the whole time. And I could not stop. You know,
Yeah.
I was just constantly obsessing about him like going too far on the stage because
Yeah.
there's no rail or nothing.
Sure.
You just like make a wrong step.
Okay.
And then when he closed his eyes and he's doing like, you know, worship or whatever, and he was walking around the stage, I'm like, dude, don't
man.
do this
Yeah.
to me. Don't. I can't get into this concert because I'm worried you're going to fall off the stage.
You're like, this is my story. And you're like, stay away from the pit.
Get away from the edge, Dave.
One eye open, one eye
Yeah.
closed, one hand to the Lord, one to him to save him.
I'm like,
that's funny.
Somebody should have put something out there
Yeah.
because there's nothing there. Like just to let him know that don't
So,
go this far.
What's the tour?
Well, it's done now. This is the last
Okay.
tour, but it was just the two of them. I don't know if it was just like
A one-off
Let's do it
thing
for the
or-
winter.
Yeah.
Just him and this other guy.
Okay.
So they were just driving around, did 50 locations, and then they're going to start with the full band. But
Huh.
yeah, his guitar player is from Michigan.
Yeah, Jem.
Yeah.
I know him.
You do?
I mean, I don't know him. I
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram.
I mean, he's an amazing guitar player.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So I followed him back in the day when he was just a music director in Australia.
Okay.
Sick guitar player, Pastor Hunter.
That's
He
awesome.
is. He's
right?
amazing. Yeah.
So and he got hired by it's like a church and they call him tone snobs. So it's be like a guy who's going to help you with your guitar tone, church guys. And he just rips on guitar. So I was watching all his YouTube stuff, but he got hired by a church in Holland in Michigan.
Okay.
And now is I think just the like hired gun to be the guitar player for Sidewalk Prophet. So it's kind of it's cool to see
Super
the come
fun.
up.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You know, just him with his youth group and
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
killer musician.
So
like has
cool.
been forever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He's kind of like a Christian version of Prince when he plays live.
just unbelievable.
The stuff he does on stage is
It's
like,
so he's,
what just
he's
happened?
got the act down, but
Yeah.
just a sick.
So cool. Yeah.
And it's kind of nice because the rest of the guys are older,
Right.
And then you got this young buck,
Yeah.
guitar player
Killer
who
guitar
just gets
player.
out there and they're like everybody. When they play at Life Fest, it's funny because when he does his solos and does his stuff, he'll go and do his thing, and the rest of them kind of just back off.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, let's take a breath here for a
Sure.
second. Let's breathe. You know,
Yeah,
let the young guy do it.
Yeah, all his YouTube stuff. He's like showing off guitars and stuff. He's got
Yeah.
like the green Joe Satriani, like
Yep.
Ibanez, and like just these sick guitars that are like
awesome.
that doesn't belong in church, quote unquote. But I'm so glad you're doing it.
I think it's awesome. Last
So
year
fun.
he did a solo in the rain.
Oh, really?
And normally, you know, people stay behind the
Yeah.
ceiling, the covering.
just walks out.
He walks out on the stage and
Sick.
it's raining, and then so
Cool.
when the lights are on him, I was like, this is like the
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
setup, you know.
I saw them live. So we had them here, but it was the acoustic one at
Yeah,
Harbor Light.
yeah.
But I saw them live. I think it was their Christmas tour or something, maybe in Gaylord. But it's fun because they let their musicians
Yeah.
step out a little bit and kind of play. So good.
Well,
on-
we
good
talked to
on
them, and they
Sidewalk
said
Prophets.
that they would come back if we asked them.
Right on.
Sweet.
So I told Amy, I was like, you got to get on that. She's
Oh, yeah?
like, I don't know. I'm like,
It's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, and they'd bring the full band this time.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Huh.
So if you want Sidewalk Prophet to come back, this is where you start it right now.
right.
Start the movement now.
I want to go to Sheboygan
Let Amy.
Opera House.
Oh yeah,
I want to do that.
it is so cool.
It's a cool place.
My new musician that I'm really
Let's
getting
lead
into.
worship at Sheboygan Opera House. Let's
We should
do something up there.
we should do one. Yeah,
Let's do it.
You can with like evangelistic worship night. Pastor
Let's do
Hunter, let's do it.
we could do. Just stay away from the edge.
That'd be so fun.
I'm so all over that.
Yeah.
Just stay
100%.
away from the.
How do we
band
get
pit.
a hold of Sheboygan Opera House? More podcasts, help us out
Yeah.
with that. We're
I don't.
we're
We
gonna
should
make
just
it
probably
happen.
call them up. I mean,
Let's do it.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
call them up, see if we can do it.
Love it.
But have you heard of Sarah Farrell? Have you heard of that name?
Sarah, last name again.
Sierra Farrell. She
not.
is the daughter of Will Ferrell, the comedian.
Okay.
She is a country folk artist, and she is amazing. I have been listening to her stuff. She's very very artsy when she sings and stuff, and
this is Will Ferrell's daughter.
Will Ferrell's daughter.
Oh boy.
And you're like, how is this possible?
Yep, that's hard.
Right. But I've been listening to her stuff, and she sings like all the old country hits from the 40s and 50s and 60s. But her voice is interesting because it's a very distinct voice. It sounds like I can't think of her name off the top of my head right now. Who's the one that sang Coal Miner's Daughter? Do you know?
I don't know, man.
I can't think of her name. Well, anyways, that's what she sounds like.
Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah. Coal Miner's Daughter. Yeah. So anyways, so she's really good. You check her out. Huh?
Reba?
Not Reba, no.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, check her out.
Will Ferrell's daughter.
Sierra Ferrell. Yeah. I know it's kind of an oxymoron. Doesn't make sense.
Well, that would be like the hardest, right? Like those celebrity kids, man.
Right.
The kids of celebrities, right? That is a hard thing.
It's a hard.
You're like, how much is
Especially
Dad?
with Will Ferrell. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna be funny? You better be funny.
And I don't think she is.
No, right?
I have
She's
not
trying
seen
to
her
be like
yeah.
serious. Yeah, that's tough.
She's serious about her music and stuff. And the funny part is her band all dresses up like they're from the 50s country music scene. So they're all wearing those bolo ties and these little tiny cowboy hats. And yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun. I liked her. I tried to get my wife into her last night, and Amy's like, I don't know if I can deal with the voice. I'm like, what? This is like classic country voice sound. It's like, I don't know. My wife, she's into like
country's kind of had a revival here.
Yeah,
it's
I think it's great. I think that it's good that this folk music is starting to come back.
I like
do it well.
that.
It's good.
The folk part I like.
Yeah.
I'm not dying for like 90s country again.
No. That was too polished. Too studio. This is really organic. I mean, when you listen to it, it's like this is good stuff.
Good.
So, yeah.
All
right. We're gonna take a break. Find out who's around the table, and
we'll go in order this time, fellas. I screwed it up last week.
We're gonna go in order. What is the
for our introduction?
Oh, okay.
I messed it up.
All right, we'll be right back.
4 pastors, 1 mic, and a little caffeine. Talking real life, faith, and everything between. Northern Michigan noise, going out worldwide. Somehow every week is still along for the ride. This is the More Podcast, turn it up loud. Good laughs, deep talks, no fake crowds. Real people, real stories, truth that sticks. Yeah, this is more, not your average internet clip.
Yep. What's up, boys? Come on. Yeah, I would like to think I could rap like that. Well, if you're wondering who's around the table, let me tell you. Scientists recently discovered that if you mention giants in the Bible within a 50-foot radius of him, he will appear and begin a 45-minute conversation. Welcome to the podcast, Pastor Ted.
Love that.
They do say if you say Nephilim 3 times in the mirror, Ted will show up.
Yeah. Do not say it. You call me? What is that? Like a good neighbor.
Hey, I showed you guys my shirt, right?
Yeah, you did. I love it.
I got my Nephilim preaching Genesis 6 shirt that says, "Hey, Smithsonian."
Has anybody seen it? What does your wife say? This is what I want to know. What does your wife say about this?
She's like, what? You're 42, right?
Yeah. So we only get to say Nephilim one. Oh, there you go. There it is. I've said it 3 times. We're done.
Yeah. And he's here. Boom. Bing.
Yeah, I missed Conspiracy Corner. All right, and then to my left, he was created with Captain America, Pikachu, and the Apostle Paul. Accidentally clicked merge character on a character creation screen. Pastor Hunter.
That's right. If only.
Let's go.
But I have like Captain America before the drugs, right?
Yeah. So it's a good Captain America.
Before he went into the machine and got buffed.
Pikachu, man.
Come on, man. He's the deceptively athletic. Captain America.
Thank you. So kind.
Yeah.
All right. And to my left, if Middle Earth had churches, he'd probably be the pastor of the Shire.
Yes.
Wise enough to be mistaken for Gandalf, humble enough to deny it. Pastor Alex.
You shall not pass. My favorite line of the movie. Yeah.
Mine comes directly after that. Fly, you fools. Which also makes me wonder, right? He just wants them to get on eagles and fly. First of all, they're not wizards. What do you want them to do?
Yeah, right. They don't get it.
Smoke signals to the eagles. Also, does he realize that the Nazgul have dragons?
Right. They can eat them. They can eat them as they're flying away.
This podcast just got 100% more nerdy.
Right.
Okay.
My daughter, when she was little, when she was like crying baby, it would be like, Eloise is in her Balrog stage, right?
Yeah.
That's what we would do. She's like screaming.
I used to play, I had the soundtracks for the Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
And when Carson was going to bed, I'd play it for him.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know what he was listening to. I did.
Sure.
And I'm just like, here, listen
nice.
to this. Yeah, it's nice music, it's all nice. I don't know. My uncle, one of his last sermons before he retired from pastoring, he did Lord of the Rings, and his sermon was "You shall not pass."
Oh, I love that.
And he took it right from that, and he went through this whole thing. And at the end of it, I was like, "Are you going to do it? Are you going to say that line like it's supposed to be said?" And he did.
Good.
And I was like, "Yeah,
If you're going to do it, do it.
yeah,
Right.
You went for it."
Absolutely.
Well, today we're going to give you some information that you need to know. 5 things Christians shouldn't wear to the beach if they want to protect their testimony. It's always a concern for me, because the swimsuit season is starting and people are talking about what they're going to wear to the beach. I don't know why. My wife on her TikTok feed is constantly like, you should buy this swimsuit outfit, or you should do this or whatever. And I'm like, for real? I mean, come on.
It's not on my
It's
TikTok.
not on mine. I have the same shorts that I've wore for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
As long as they still stay up, I'm good to go. Yeah. So it may look like you're like those. I don't even know where that print came from. Well, it's because it came from 20 years ago. So
That's right, man.
we're going to talk about one of these things that you need to know as you're getting ready to go to the beach, because we really want you to protect your testimony out there. We don't want you to do something to cause yourself to look bad or cause somebody else to stumble.
That's right.
So we're going to give you some helpful tips that might give you an edge
this is
and
gonna
maybe
be so
open up
fun.
an opportunity to
This is
share the
gonna be so
gospel. So
fun.
here we go.
Yeah. You already know. It's the Mall Podcast DM. Yeah. Yeah. 4 pastors on the mic, yeah, we bring that heat. Gary keeps it cool, but he's moving his feet. Ted got stories you don't wanna miss. Hunter drops truth with a pop culture twist. Yeah. And Alex Norton like, guys, let's focus right now. But the beat drops hard and we forget how. More. Turn it up, let it play. Laugh all night, take the truth your way. From deep talks to what did he just say? It's the More Podcast every single day. Don't you stop that sound. Truth goes up when the beat goes down. Hit subscribe, yeah, you're locked in now. It's the More Podcast. Come join the crowd. Hands up, heads nod, yeah, we vibing in place. Faith, fun, real talk, never one pace. If you came for the laughs, you'll stay for the word. Best convo you didn't know you heard. It's the More Podcast. Come join the crowd. It's the More Podcast.
That's a banger song.
That's our new hot single. It's the More Podcast. Yeah.
So you'll get a kick out of this, Alex. So we're listening to the podcast with my kids in the car.
Yeah.
And Eloise is like an evangelist for like burn AI to the ground.
Right, yeah. Yeah. She's fighting.
And she's so fighting it. And she looks at me and she goes, "That's AI, isn't it?" And she's like, I'm like, "Yeah, oh yeah, it is." Like,
Yeah, what do you think? You got me in a
Right?
studio?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we got Toby Mac here for real. And she's like, I gotta admit, that's pretty good.
That's funny. That's funny.
I played in my car and it's a banger. Turn the bass
It is,
up.
man. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
It's pretty good.
That's awesome.
All right, so 5 things Christians shouldn't wear to the beach if they want to protect their testimony. And again, here at the podcast, we want to help you have a better summer that is full of opportunities to share the gospel and also to put your best foot forward when you're out there. Mm-hmm. So here are some little suggestions for you. One of the things is I haven't seen the vegetables since Thanksgiving confidence. Yeah, you know what? We're not judging you. We're just saying confidence and reality don't always attend the same church. So, people,
I do think confidence can cover up a lot.
It can try.
Oh, yeah.
It can try. But if you're going out there and you're trying to do the teeny weeny polka dot bikini,
Sure.
and you have not touched a vegetable,
Just own it.
No,
Own
Ted, no.
Yeah, okay.
You put yourself, and then the guys, the one that cracked me up are the guys that wear the new surfing shorts, a little tighter.
Yeah.
And then you got your gut like hanging
Oh, yeah.
over, and you don't really see the shorts.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Have you guys noticed the thing of like, we talked about it with mustaches and whatever else, but like there's the ironic haircuts that people were doing it felt like we're in a stage of this. So like the ironicness of a mullet.
Yeah.
Kids were doing it
Yeah.
ironically to be funny. And I feel like have we lost the irony now? And people are just like, this is my haircut.
People think it's cool now.
Right. So I was at a kindergarten graduation here. This man, he was fully rocking like the New Balance, New Balance is mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Not the cool sneakers.
Yeah.
The old school New Balances. And the longest blonde hair.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah, mullet. Was it shaved on the
I don't
sides?
know that he was. I think it was just I'm rocking like some 80s hairband.
I love it.
Long hair. And I don't know that guy was trying to be ironic.
No.
He just thought he was cool.
That's his look.
Jean shorts.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Multiple
How old was he?
hoop earrings.
Yes.
He's probably my age. He's probably like 30s, 40s.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I do think
Welcome to
we've
Indian
kind of like,
River.
it is funny, like, because again, I remember like baseball kids kind of started that. Baseball kids were
Baseball
like,
and hockey kids,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a mullet. Ironically, it's funny. And now we've kind of reached that level of like, you look great with a mustache, Baxter Alex.
Thank you.
That is not a joke. That is
It's
a
fitting
great
him.
look.
No
That's
irony
what I'm
here.
saying.
Listen, modern mullets look cool.
You think so?
A modern mullet.
Modern mullet.
Yeah, they're not as long and they're usually curlier in the back.
Okay.
And don't
To
they
where?
shave it a little more up like a butch?
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
at the
okay.
top?
Yeah, a little bit more. The modern mullet looks pretty good. And it's just I'm a nerd about this, but it's just like a low fade in front of the
Sure.
ears,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
good.
Okay.
With the right hair.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got to be,
You gotta have the right hair. You gotta
So-
have hair to do a mullet.
Although
Not-
I've seen a guy at a restaurant the other day who had the mullet. He has a massive bald spot, and he keeps a little bit of fuzzy hair on the top.
Give it up.
Yeah, just give that up.
Give it
It's
up.
like, it's
Shave
time
it,
to.
man.
You can grow into the back, great, but up here,
Yeah.
there's nothing going on. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is that thing, right? Of like, confidence is king.
Come on. Just own
I
it.
guess you
be
can have
confident.
confidence and do it.
That's
I don't
all
know.
Right. So
yeah.
I haven't seen a vegetable since Thanksgiving.
Be confident.
Confidence.
There you go.
confident.
That's
Beach,
just
go
a
for it.
suggestion to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Youth camp
Now, this
T-shirt
one's-
from
this one's
2004.
true.
Love this one.
You know, brother, that shirt that has seen more baptisms than some pastors. You know, you need to let it rest at some point.
Yeah.
It's fought the good fight. It's time to let it go.
Yeah, dude, it's a borderline see-through, right?
Yeah.
It's got holes in it.
That's right.
Right. First
But
of
it
all,
is so
it was
comfy.
purchased for $2.80 on a
Right.
bulk order.
Right.
Right. You're still going to use it.
Right.
Pastor Ted has a story about a T-shirt.
Where's my T-shirt?
The T-shirt at the staff party.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
This okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
There we go.
I got a T-shirt from my favorite guitar shop. It's Groon's Guitar Shop in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's like the guitar safari. If you're going, this is the store. And I got a T-shirt from there because that's the only thing I could afford in that building.
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest shirt ever. Pastor Amy saw it, and I am a newly engaged man. It's got holes in it in the back, and I'm like, we were at a beach thing.
Yeah, we're at the pool party, yeah.
And she takes a photo and sends it to my now wife and goes, "Hey, you got to get this man this shirt because you can't ever wear this out of the hole.
Get him the same shirt, but just without holes in
No
it.
holes.
The hole
I
was
wore
at
the
a
new one
plumber's
yesterday.
version.
Yeah, it was not good.
No, it
It was
was.
not good. But
Yeah.
we learned. We learned.
Most of my shirts that are like that usually disappear on me. I can't find them.
I have
after
a
while.
feeling that's coming now, but yeah.
That's one of the duties of a good wife is to
Yeah.
throw away your shirts that you should not be wearing.
Well, you know.
All right, here's another one. The I am here to be seen outfit. So if your beach strategy requires 3 mirrors, a ring light, and 17 selfies before touching the water, you may be serving a different kingdom. Come on.
There's some truth to that.
Oh yeah.
So
Truth
if
to
that's what you're doing, you don't need to be out there.
The other day we were at Walmart. I feel like I'm talking so much, but this is just one, man. We're at Walmart and these girls are doing a TikTok dance in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's
At
like
Walmart?
yeah, and it's like in front of the garden center. I'm like, ladies,
Come on.
there's traffic right now. Like,
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
people got to move.
For all our listeners, I used to live in Downriver, Detroit.
Yeah.
Every time I pull into Petoskey, Walmart, I think it's the same.
Oh, really?
It's the same.
What do you mean? Let's talk more about that.
It's the same.
What is?
It's the same.
I don't know what you're saying.
It's never.
Just the ghetto-ness of,
okay.
of Downriver.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Petoskey's,
It's got it.
it's got it.
Okay.
It's there, man.
And wherever
Yeah.
they show up, that's the way it is, right?
It's
Sure.
I mean, come on.
it's there. I'm like, you know what?
Right.
You know what?
There's maybe more per capita in Detroit, but
Nah.
no.
No,
It's same.
Yeah.
It's same. I'm like, huh, really? No, it's same. It's
Yeah.
same.
Were you a fan of the song that came out a few years ago? It's Cold in the D. You heard that one, the rap song?
Cold in the D.
It was like played
it was
like
like for the the football team music.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but it was written by some chick that was writing a song about how cold it was in Detroit.
It's not that cold.
And it took off, and people were like, this is our theme
But it was
song.
kind of that person who'd be taking the video.
They'd be to the Walmart, It's cold.
Yeah.
She probably did it in the parking lot.
Probably
Walmart.
was.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right, here's another one. The church parking lot attitude. Nothing says Jesus changed my life quite like screaming at your family because someone took your favorite spot by the pier.
Ooh, boy.
I've seen that happen before. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Get down there and the dad's about ready to rip their hair out.
Guys, we're at the beach. It's supposed to be fun.
Right.
That's right.
If you don't shut up, I've heard that.
Do you guys do you enjoy the beach?
No.
I'm not going to say anything.
You
Why?
do? You enjoy the beach for real?
No, my wife's going to listen to this.
She likes the beach.
She likes
I-
No. She
Loves
doesn't
the
like
beach.
the beach. She
Loves
loves
the
the
beach.
beach.
For real?
Yeah. And here's what I did as a young man.
Yeah.
Is I liked Hannah. Hannah loved the beach.
Right.
So
Now you
I
love the
chose
beach.
to love the beach.
I
So
love
you
the
went
beach.
there.
and then I married her, and then I'm like, hey, I gotta tell you something.
This was
It's
the
not
old
that
bait and switch
it's not
here.
that I don't
This is a deal
like
breaker.
the beach.
Yeah.
It's that I hate it.
Right.
This is a deal breaker for me. I don't know.
This is the
Remember,
worst thing.
remember who you are, white boy. And like the sun and me do not get along well. And she gets tan and I'm fried. I'm like, I put sunscreen on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Right. I put sunscreen on, and now I'm like sandpaper because I'm covered in the sand that now is stuck to me.
Yeah, Hannah go to the beach every day, and I still go, and I try not to grumble.
Good.
I just tell her I got to bring something to do because
Yeah.
within an hour I'm going to be like, all right,
Sure.
we got to do something.
Yeah, good for you, man. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep that up.
Gotta do something.
I'm with you.
That is like
I'm
Gotta bring
with
up,
you.
gotta bring up football. It's getting better now that my kids
Yeah,
are older. I
sure.
can do stuff with them.
Yeah.
right. But Hannah will go there and just sit.
Right.
That's what you do at a beach, right?
I'm with you, bro.
You like to move around.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a jog. I'm gonna look for beach class.
see,
and
there you go. Okay.
After I do
Okay.
all that, I'm like, all right, time to go.
Sure.
I don't like it. I mean, I just, every time I go to the beach, I want to just take a nap because it's
And
nice
then you
out.
get fried.
Then get fried, or the seagulls won't leave you alone.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly being attacked by.
Fun fact. Fun fact. I was so bored at the beach once, I caught one of them.
Did you really?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Buried-
Buried the thing.
Bury myself in the sand,
Yeah.
put a towel over, put some food
you
on
got
me.
it.
I had like 8
Really?
seagulls on my legs as they slowly walk. Dude, I'll let you know. Seagulls can really mess you up, man.
Yeah,
They have
I
some
would
powerful
imagine,
wings.
Sure.
Boom, boom, boom.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
That's
Every time. Well,
To
we
be
went
17 again.
we went to the beach and the dumb seagull comes up to our cooler, takes my sandwich, and takes off with it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I hate that. With a
That's
passion.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that? This is a pretty funny Instagram video. It's the dad who's got like the Cheeto in his hand, and the daughter's laughing because then the seagull is like coming to the window, and then he brings it inside. He grabs the legs of it, brings the seagull in the car, and rolls the window.
No.
Like, "Dad!" Yeah, it's so
No.
fun.
That's
you're
awesome.
Like, that's exactly
Like a tear
It's
up
awesome.
car.
core memory made,
It will,
right?
it will
Like,
tear you up.
as it's pooping everywhere. Okay, here's the last one. The Holy Spirit and SPF zero combo. You are not Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Put on sunscreen.
Yep,
The
you
fourth
got to
man
do
in the
it.
fire is not your dermatologist. Thank you.
Fair enough. I'm trying. I'm trying. Right.
do you not use sunscreen?
No, I use sunscreen. Absolutely,
Yeah,
I do.
okay.
He's Casper the
doesn't
ghost
matter.
out there, man.
It only can do so much. Like eventually,
okay.
He's like so layered.
I'm like reapplying. I'll put the lotion on and the spray. What do we got to do, man?
I love the moms that put a lot on their kids and they tell them to go run around the beach and then they look like they've been cinnamon covered. But
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
I'll put a nice white line over my nose. Call it my swag line. Try not to get
Yeah,
fried.
I think the best is for church guys. It's like Saturday you mowed the lawn or the wife dragged you to the beach. You're fried, and Sunday morning
You come in,
Let's
like-
get into the building that the air conditioning's on, and we're gonna turn bright lights on you. And now you're just beat red in front of everybody.
Yeah, look like a
Right.
a tomato out there.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, man.
That,
Appreciate
that
it.
was me on Sunday for sure.
Yeah, you were pretty dark.
I was burned.
Yeah. What did you do?
I like
Mow
to
the lawn?
get. Yeah, I did. It was a lot of outside stuff. I do think there's something about. Let me get toasty once the summer, and then I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I kind of got that, but it isn't good for your skin. So.
No. It's not good. I don't even
the
want to see what
peel
my
now. Yeah.
your skin looks like under those certain lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that probably look bad. It'll probably look like a orc or something under the light. I don't know. We're gonna go to Harbor Light Bible Trivia. Pastor Hunter, do you have a? He's got a quick thumbs up on the deck there.
I'm ready. I'm
We're gonna
ready.
take an ID break. Come right back.
More podcast is not recommended for those who prefer safe, predictable conversations. Side effects may include unexpected laughter, mild conviction, quoting episodes in public, and texting your friends. You've got to hear this. Do not listen while operating heavy machinery unless you enjoy laughing for no reason. If exposure lasts longer than one episode, you may experience a desire for more. The More podcast, use at your own risk.
That is so true. You never know who's listening with you.
You don't.
You never know.
No, I mean, you could be sitting there thinking that you're just having a good old time with your podcast, and it's actually, people listening to what's being said, and you got to explain it.
Right.
That's the hard part. How do you explain us? How do you explain our podcast? You don't.
You experience it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, here we are at Harbor Light Bible Trivia. This is a time when you get to answer these questions and send them in to us at harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com.
Yeah, please do.
All lowercase, harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com. And then we put your name on the Wilson Insurance Wheel of Destiny, and you possibly could win a prize. And this is gone. This is Dave's.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's gone. It's gone. So we're running out of our koozies. But
We are, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to say something. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I'm going to say it, and hopefully it becomes true. We're getting more prizes on the table next week.
Let's go. Okay.
Are we?
Let's do it. Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to happen.
I will say
I know the code to Pastor Gary's slush fund. So.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way.
I will say that, like, in the history of More Podcast,
Yeah.
the prizes have never been better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Right,
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah.
I mean, I do think, like, there were funny ones, like bacon socks and
Yeah.
stuff.
That was a good year.
Yeah, it was a good year. But, I mean, these koozies.
They're good. There's a good stuff.
The $20 gift certificate to Crooked Biscuit. Come on.
Yeah.
But
Good stuff.
did you ever get the More Podcast speaker?
I got the speaker. I don't.
That was pretty good.
It was good. Yeah.
I'm still using that speaker.
I got it
You
in my
got one?
office.
I got one.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm still using that speaker
Yeah.
on a
It's great
regular
little speaker,
basis.
Where do you put yours? I always struggle to know.
Mine is in my bedroom.
I have several, and I'm just
Everything
I'm not
connects.
the More Podcast. I have several of like the little ones. Anyways,
Everything connects to it.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to win a prize, or there may be even new prizes next week, you got to answer this question. You ready?
Car.
Here it is.
All right. You want a brand new car? No, not that. Other than Jesus,
We could say that car is ours.
who is the only other king/priest in the Bible?
Oh,
Other than Jesus.
Ooh, I like that
that's a
question.
good one.
Yeah, and he could potentially be called a king, priest, prophet.
Yeah.
Although the prophet is maybe a little bit more debatable, but he is 1,000% a king and a priest.
Right. It actually says it.
It actually says it,
Yeah.
and you could infer that he's also a prophet, but it
Good.
doesn't specifically say.
Yeah.
I'm checking my answer right now. I'm not gonna say.
I think you know it. He's mentioned in the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Yep. Who? He is.
one more time.
Yep. The only other than Jesus, king and priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it? You got to figure it out? Well, if you know the answer to that, send it to harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com.
I got it right.
harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com. All lowercase, and let us know what your answer is. And then we put your name on the Wilson Insurance Wheel of Destiny for a possible win of something. And, if you want to also send us $100 along with that, we could put your name on a car, and you could possibly win that too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Send
Why
us
don't we-
$100 and we'll put it on for
Yeah,
you.
we'll buy you a ticket for the school thing.
For the
Yeah.
school car. Yeah. What
Yeah,
is
that's
that?
a good
A Chevy something?
Yep.
It's a brand new car.
It's a brand
Chevy
new car.
Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Oh, Trailblazer. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
it
all
is.
blacked
That's a great
out.
prize.
Yeah, it is. That
could
is
win
a
that
great
prize.
prize.
Yeah.
We'll buy you a ticket for the raffle. What do you think? $100?
25, 25, 25,
We
25.
got
do it. Yeah. We'll put your name in for a raffle.
If you want that, you could take the koozie or the Crooked Biscuit, or you could support the school, which we always
That's a
wanna do
great
that.
idea. Yeah. So we'll get a ticket.
Or you could
You want the
possibly
ticket?
win a
Raffle the
car.
ticket.
I love it.
Yeah. you
That's
win-
a great idea.
You
Great
could
idea.
possibly win a raffle ticket
got it.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
With your
Okay.
name on it. Yeah.
Get in. Do it.
That would be fun. Hey,
Wouldn't that be
you
cool?
won the
You
More
imagine?
podcast. You get a new car.
That's right.
Yeah. That'd be great. We're going to take an ID break, come back with Bible Talk.
Headphones on. Check. The perfect podcast on. Check. Not sure why you're listening? Good point. Should you keep listening? Yes. Should you tell others you listen to the More podcast? Good idea. Life just got better.
Well, have you ever looked back on your life and realized that what seemed like a coincidence was actually God quietly working behind the scenes? Well, this week on Bible Talk, Pastor Gary wrapped up our journey through the book of Ruth by exploring one of the most beautiful redemption stories in all of Scripture. From a late-night proposal at a threshing floor to a sandal exchange at the city gates, Ruth and Boaz remind us that God often works through ordinary decisions, faithful obedience, and people of godly character. What looks like a simple love story becomes something much bigger, a story that ultimately points us to King David and generations later to Jesus himself. So join us as we talk about God's providence, the importance of character, knowing when to move and when to wait, and how seemingly small acts of faithfulness can impact generations to come. You may discover that God is doing far more behind the scenes of your life than you've ever realized. Well, that was a good service. I thought it was a good wrap up. But we finished 4 chapters of Ruth, and it's a story, if you don't remember, where a woman decides to, by the name of Ruth, decides to go back with her mother-in-law back to her home in Israel, Naomi. And when she goes back, she decides to take care of her and be her daughter, even though she lost her husband and they really didn't have to go back. She could have stayed in Moab, but she goes back with her mother, and it's just a beautiful story of God opening up doors for her and giving her opportunities because of choices she's made. And eventually what happens, as we found out from last Sunday, she meets one of the family members of the family that she was married to, and finds herself a new husband. And in the Bible, we call that a kinsman redeemer, which is a whole other thing we can get into. But the amazing thing is that God orchestrates an amazing thing that happens, because eventually what we find out is through the line of Boaz, we get to Jesus eventually. Yeah. And that is just a really cool thing. And so if you're ever reading the lineage in Matthew and you're like, how the world does this all matter? Well, that's why, because you start seeing how God orchestrates through small choices, and not coincidence, but through small choices and his providence, that we find Jesus showing up in there. So it's just an amazing story. Ted, we're talking about how cool the story was. Naomi knew when to push forward and when to wait in her story. But how do we know the difference between taking initiative and trusting God to handle what we cannot control? How do we do that?
Yeah,
because that's really sort of the idea of what's happening here.
Right. Yeah, I think that there's, one of the things that I grew up with that became very clear was oftentimes I made the mistake of not realizing my personality type. I would mistake that and my natural way of being to be self-deprecating and sort of as well, this is what the Lord wants because it's humility. Yeah. Right. And what we see in this story is there is some initiative that's taken, right? There is, there is this sense of, hey, it's time to act, and I need to act, and I need to act on my behalf. Yeah. Right? And so that's not often a characteristic we talk about in the church of when is it time to act on your behalf. And so I think there's something that is maybe lacking in a lot of Christian conversations around that, but I think how we do it is we do it certainly prayerfully, and we don't do it alone. So we do it with other Christians who have the Holy Spirit inside of them. They're listening to the Lord, and they have an active prayer life. And we always balance everything against Scripture. But I do think there is this sense of going, when God gives you the green light to do something, it's time to take that step out and do it. Yeah. And so and even if that is something that is on your own for you, right? Like one of the things that in kind of the way I parent has been, again, growing up kind of as more of a self-deprecating kind of person, is to talk to my sons of going, hey, humility is really important. It's such a great aspect to have, but sometimes you do need to be an advocate for yourself. Yeah. And that's okay. That's good. As long as you check your motives and how you're going about it.
That's really good stuff. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think for me, a lot of times, the control of God in my life is kind of a gray area because sometimes my impulsiveness gets in the way. Of something, and it's usually because of an urgency, right? Instead of like, if I was in the situation with Naomi, and if I was her, my decision would have been based off of, my gosh, we're going to starve. And so the impulsiveness would have kicked in, and I would have done something. And it's a lesson that I've had to learn a few times, and I think I'm getting better now. But just that patience and waiting. But what's amazing with her is that she had the wherewithal at that point to realize that, staying in Moab was probably not a good idea, but to go to Israel was where she needed to be. And that, to me, is amazing how God sometimes helps us understand the difference by what the outcome could possibly be, right? He kind of gives us a little insight into that. Like, if you stay here, this is not good, but if you go here, this is where you should be. And maybe before you weren't looking at it because you're so much living in the denial. And maybe if there is like a sin choice there, that was what was clouding it. But she gets the understanding there, and she moves forward, and she goes to the place where she was going to get help. And look what happened. It opened up the doors for so many amazing things to happen in her 100%. Life. Yeah. And I think that, to me, a lot of times is a good indicator for me, is that God a lot of times has to kind of show me, what, kind of this comparison. Like, if you stay here, this is not good, but if you go here, the possibility of something is so much better. Yeah. And it may not seem easy at first, right? But it is what God's going to do. He's going to do something amazing there. So yeah, I think, to me, that's the way it is. What about you, Pastor Hunter?
Yeah. I think when you can see that God's in something, that doors just keep on getting opened. Yeah. Then sometimes that's me seeing, oh, this is a green light that I really need to run through this. Right. And so doors did keep getting opened with Boaz, right? Yeah. She finds favor with Boaz. She finds favor in that day, but then Boaz lets her continue to glean all throughout the barley and the wheat harvest, right? So the doors just keep getting opened, but also him being the kinsman redeemer also means that that's God's way of their redemption. So that's the biblical provision that God is giving them, right? So they're walking in Scripture, literally walking in Scripture, right? So it's okay to say, this guy's our kinsman redeemer, so let's go ask him to do it, right? So this is the way the biblical times in the Old Testament. This is the way that God would provide for his people and for widows. To be able to give them a kinsman redeemer, right? So doors kept on getting open, and they were following God's way and following the Bible while they were doing it, right? And so I think when a door gets opened, hey, walk through the door, but make sure you're doing it God's way. Make sure you're leading with love and kindness, right?
I think, like you just said too, I think the confirmation of those doors opening, I think, changed Naomi's heart too, right? 100%. Because, she left bitter from Moab, and she comes there, and she's starting to see not just the redemption for Ruth, but also for herself. 100%. That God's working in her life.
Well, she thought she was cursed, right? Yeah. In chapter 1, she says, because God has dealt so horridly with me, or it might say something slightly different at the end of chapter 1. And then in chapter 2, we see her say, he has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead. And so that kindness word, there's not a good word for that. The word is hesed or hest, Hebrew word, and we don't have a good word for that, but it means this great, deeper love. So this unfailing, never-ending, always there. Right, to quote the song, this what is not Brandon Lake, Corey Asbury say, reckless love of God, right? That's never stopping. And so it's Naomi in chapter 1 is saying, God's dealt bitterly with me. I'm cursed. Yeah. To chapter 2 is saying, no, God still loves me. Yeah. Right. And of course that's going to make somebody feel a lot better. And we can see this start to change in her mind. And by the time we get to chapter 3, she's moving her forward. I think it's really good.
I think it's really good. Well, here's another question that we take from the series. Boaz had every opportunity to take shortcuts, but he chose to do things God's way. Yep. Why is character often built in the moments when nobody is watching? And what does that look like in everyday life? Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah, what you're building in the small moments is what you're going to do in the big moments, right? Right? And you can fake it for a long time, but eventually it will bleed out, right? So what's inside of you will eventually come out under enough pressure. Yeah. Right? You put something under pressure, whatever is inside of them will come out. I once saw a youth pastor do a sermon on that with a watermelon. He hit it with a sledgehammer, made a giant mess in my youth area. So you're like to clean up. And it's still. But what he was trying to say was, who you are on the inside. Yeah. Give enough pressure, it will come out, right? Yeah. So who Boaz was in the small ways really showed in the larger ways. Absolutely can see it.
Well, character, it's essential. I just did Sunday school with Proverbs 31, and I moved away from it just being about the Proverbs 31 woman, but about the essence of how important character is in your life. And character is this thing that is crucial for us to maintain a healthy relationship with God and with other people. And when we allow it to be influenced by the things of the world, influenced by maybe our own selfishness, our own greed, whatever it may be, it affects more than we even realize. Yeah. And it would have been interesting with Boaz. He didn't necessarily have to do what he did, right? Because he was like third in line.
Yep.
There was somebody else that was above him that could have gone after Ruth and made it right. But he really, like you just mentioned, he had this character of God that he was wanting to do the right thing. And that was who he was. And we talked about it, I think, when you did your sermon on that Sunday. Like, he comes to the field and people love him.
Yeah.
They just love this guy. I mean, he just oozes goodness. He just oozes kindness and graciousness, and he's very generous. People just know it. And I just think that is such a cool reminder for all of us, to be that way, to live our lives like that. Life is going to be rough. Things are going to kind of try to get at you and basically spoil the pond, but you've got to continue to live this life because, like you just said, now when the pressure comes, that's what's going to come out, and you don't want that to be something that you realize is not what God would want you to act like. Yeah, you want it to be what he's trying to muster in you, and the fruits of the Spirit. They're things that should be growing and coming out of you, not the other things. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think about this? The unnamed Redeemer was focused on protecting his own future, while Boaz was willing to take responsibility and risk. What are some opportunities Christians miss because fear is louder than faith?
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit in that first sentence. There's Boaz wants to marry Ruth and redeem this land, and there's another person in line who can do it before him. And so Boaz talks to the guy and essentially says, "Hey, you can do this."
Yep.
And the guy's like, "Yeah, great. I would love to buy the land." And he's like, "Well, you also got to marry the Moabite widow named Ruth." And then the guy was like, "No, I don't want that." Right. And which then I think it's the way that Boaz went about that is really smart. Right. But I think it's important to give some of that context. Maybe you guys mentioned it before as well. I think there's loads of opportunities where people are maybe scared of what people will think if they were to help somebody. I think that Boaz had to take Ruth to the city gates with the elders there, right? So this is before he's being kind in a field with his workers, right? So you could say his small circle, right? And now he's going to the city gates. He's going public that he is showing kindness and favor to a Moabite widow woman, right? And so basically what he's saying is, hey, I'm going to do this because I have a moral obligation to, biblically, and I think he wanted to in some ways as well, no matter what people are going to say or think and what they're going to say about me, right? I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think that there's so many practical implications for us in that too, right? So there are people in this world that we know we're called to love, and the world will not love them. And so that is a really practical thing. I think about the life of the church. We've all have been in ministry long enough to know there are plenty of opportunities to show kindness and love to people that sadly church people just kind of want to pass over.
Yeah.
Whatever circumstance, there are always those unforgettable sins kind of within the church. And so we like to kind of play favorites at times. And so I would just challenge the Christian, who has your circle gotten too small, right? Has your grace bucket gotten a little too exclusive to who you're going to give it out to? Because man, oh man, we're the light of the world, right? And we know that with the Spirit resides in us, the enemy can't overtake that. So we have a lot of fear that maybe the world will influence us too much or something like that. Where man, I don't know that that's the fear of the Lord. I think that's the fear of the world, and that's
what it looks like.
Fear.
Yeah. I remember when I was doing street ministry in Chicago. And I've talked about this story before in my Sunday school class, but a lot of times we go down there and we take college students, because I was a college pastor there, and we take these college students down and we would have them serve on the street, soup and whatever else. And every now and then we take doctors and nurses down there to take care of some of the needs of the homeless down there. And there was quite a few that lived in the area. And one of the things that we would do is we would, just kind of sit and talk with them. If we could, we'd read scripture, pray with them, definitely, share the gospel. But mainly was to just be good people, good humans to take care of needs, bring clothes and help them out and stuff like that. But I remember there's a couple times I'd go down there and you would come to the area under Lower Wacker Drive where people had been shooting up already. They've been, I don't know if it was probably heroin or something. And so they're in the throes of a drug, all the drug ramifications of doing that. And one of the things that I would do a lot of times, I would check on them to see if they're still breathing and what's going on, and if I had to call the police or whatever. And there were many times where Holy Spirit just kind of led me to sit next with them and just pray or just talk with them, even though I know they're not really with me right now. Some of the most powerful moments for me. But I remember the interesting thing was the conversations I would have with people that came down from other churches that were not really familiar with the ministry of what we were doing. Right. And they're like, how is it possible? How can you do that? How is it, is this really really ministry? Because they're thinking we're going down there to hand out tracts. Sure. We're going to do a little VBS, thing. Yeah. And I'm like, no, this is this ministry. This is what we do. We go down to take care of the people that are vulnerable, they're not taken care of. And it was just an amazing thing. But every time we take somebody down that had that initial reaction, by the time we were done, they were either in tears or they were like, I'm coming back again. I got to do this. Yeah. But they had these thoughts and feelings like, how can you rub shoulders with people like that, because it's going to get off on you somehow, or you're going to be tainted somehow because of what you're doing. And I'm like, this is the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is what we do. We go down there and we share that. And it was just an amazing thing to see how people can change their minds. But I felt I had to constantly come into contact with those thoughts, and those reactions with people, because they were just like, they have never done it before. They've never been a part of that. And then they were worried that somehow it was going to make them look bad, by hanging out with somebody that just shot up with heroin. Like, how am I really being effective? Well, you're being effective because you're there, you're there's concern, care, love, and showing compassion.
And what is that? That's fear based in what people are going to think. And crazy thing is, on the other side of that fear, when you actually step into it, is people who can get saved. So why is Satan giving you that fear? Because he doesn't want people to get saved. Right? Because he doesn't want us to. Furthermore, he doesn't want us to do what Jesus asked us to do, which is to take care of the least of these. Right. So he'll add in every way he can, right, to make you too scared to do that. I could talk forever on stuff like that, but
we see that Ruth's story is filled with ordinary decisions that God used in really extraordinary ways. I'm just thinking about my life, thinking about your lives, guys. What are these small decisions that ended up having such a bigger impact than you expected?
Yeah. I would say, I'm not going to share on this one. I'm just going to go, I'm going to say, okay, go to our YouTube channel or our website and watch my second sermon in the series. You get the whole answer.
You sure? Yeah. But it was good. I mean, just give us a little taste of it. What was it? Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom passed away when I was 11, the worst thing that ever happened to me, and had to leave Knoxville, Tennessee, and move to northern Michigan with my dad. And my dad is a Christian man, and he kind of forced me and asked me to go to youth group, and I said yes. And that literally changed my life. And from that, the ripple effect is, who goes to that youth group? Well, my now wife, Hannah, goes to that youth group. And guess where that youth group would visit occasionally. Occasionally they would visit Harbor Light youth ministry to listen to Brett Ray speak, and that's where I met Matt, and then I got invited to Matt's extra trips, and then those little extra trips meant I became kind of friends with Pastor Matt. And when I stepped into ministry, Matt just so happened to give me a call and was like, hey, I want to help you out. Let me give you some books. And then that one thing led to another, and now I'm interning with Pastor Matt, right? And it all led me, to the spot that I'm in now, and it was just based off little decisions and a big decision that I didn't get to choose. That's an interesting one, right? I didn't get to choose my mom dying. Right. But I got to choose the little decisions after that. Right. So sometimes in life, there's very little things you get to control. Right. You don't get to control when you get the diagnosis, and you don't get to control maybe sometimes when your boss lets you go. Right. But you can choose how you're going to act and respond in the little decisions that you're going to make in the midst of the storm.
How you deal with it.
How you deal with it. You get to choose that. You're the only thing that you can control is you, and those little choices matter. When we keep choosing God and we keep stepping in the right direction, those little steps in the right direction, even though they're little, over the course of years will be a massive course correction, right? I think of when you're kayaking down a river. Sometimes you can't make a big turn. You'll flip your kayak. But you can slowly steer out of the current that you're in. and, find some safety.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Pastor Ted, you kind of got a Ruth story though yourself. Meeting your wife here.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out of a difficult situation.
Sure.
Show up at Harbor Light.
Yeah. I mean, I immediately was thinking of that too. I remember having hard conversations with the Lord in the midst of divorce and feeling like you failed your family and, you blew everything up for your life. And I remember very vividly saying to the Lord, I don't know why this has happened. Got some ideas.
Yeah.
I don't know fully know. But I know my response could be two things. And I remember very specifically thinking through those things of, God, I could double down on you, double down on my faith, double down on, the things that you've called me to, or the world and those around me. And a lot of Christians wouldn't really blame me if I just kind of threw in the hat on the Christian side of faith life. So, just find the other end of a bottle or quit showing up to church or whatever. And I remember very specifically praying the prayer to the Lord of like, God, I trust you in this and I'm going to move down this path with you. And he's just been so faithful, he just has. And being able to see God take truly broken things and make them new, right? That's
100%.
That's a story, what we see here in Ruth. That's a story that we see in so many people's lives, certainly in mine also. And we're, blending a family and, married since February. So we got it all figured out, boys, just so you know. But, it's just pretty amazing to see how God shows up and he's just faithful in the midst of really hard, broken things. Yeah. And one of the things that I would just say too, because this is more of a personal thing, I feel like Western Christianity has sort of lifetimed the Christian faith a little bit, if I can coin that term. We've made it look into this. Here's the hard part. Here's the easy part, or here's the redeeming part, and everything's easy after that.
Yeah, that's not the case.
That's just not what we see in Scripture.
Right.
It's just not what we see throughout the history of the church, and so certainly in this story also. And so God is a redeemer of all things and every day. And so the person who has been through divorce and feels like they've climbed the mountain again and then they get into the valley again, God's still faithful and still with you. And 100%. You just continue to go back to him, continue to do the things that he's called you to do. And he just is. He's just really faithful. He's really good. So
I love that when you were in that season after your divorce, I would imagine you didn't know exactly all the things that you're supposed to do.
Oh, boy.
But you stood on what you did know.
Yeah.
Right? So, for the person who's struggling right now, do what you know.
Yep.
So that's what Ruth did. She did what she knew. She knew that she could go and glean. So do what you know. Keep going to church. Keep reading the Bible. Keep praying. Keep getting in community. Keep doing what you know is good. You know.
Right.
And you know that that's good for you.
Absolutely. And you can get so micro about that.
Yep.
You know that going to work is going to be a good thing for you.
You know that.
Not staying in bed today.
Yeah.
You know that, going to the family function or being around people who care about you is going to be a good thing. When if you're in the heat of it, man, you know those things. Get super micro and don't ever say no to the things that you should say yes to.
I think a fun thing to say, a question to ask rather, is to ask a person who's struggling, if you had a friend who was in your exact same position, what advice would you give them?
Boy.
Because you know some of the things that you should be doing, and so I'd encourage you.
That's really good.
In that, man, Ruth has been a lot of fun.
It has,
it
has.
My wife and I, we thinking of what you guys just said, we coined a phrase: gaslighting emotionally. And we do that with God. We try to gaslight him on things when you're talking about the micro things, doing this stuff, and we know exactly what God would really expect of us. Just like Naomi knew exactly what she needed to do, but it's almost like, I'm going to call myself bitter. I'm going to, pity party, and I'm going to spend all this time. God doesn't love me, even though she obviously has seen his work in this situation. And you just keep saying all that stuff. It's like, God, what are you going to do? And, it's kind of like, quit doing that to yourself, and go with what you need to do. Pull up your big boy pants and go take care of what you need to do. Let God work out the details that you can't understand, and then you'll get there. But My wife and I, we coined that phrase the other day because we were having a counseling, and I said, this is like gaslighting emotionally. Like you try to create an environment that's really not existent to get the other person to believe that's really what's going on, and it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah.
But you're going to keep going down this path because you don't want to do the right thing or you don't want to follow through.
100%. Can I take one U-turn? As we're probably getting close to wrapping up. We were reading chapter 4, and Pastor Ted just recently had me preach on Revelation chapter 5. And man, I was just like, my brain was pinging connections there, right? So you got Ruth and Boaz coming up to the city gates where all the elders are seated. And Boaz saying, I'm going to redeem her land and I'm going to redeem her. And then I think about Revelation chapter 5, where all the elders are seated and the throne of God is there, and they have a scroll, which is the deed to the earth and deed to humanity and all creation. And they're saying, who is worthy to open the scroll? And nobody's worthy to open the scroll, right? Nobody can do it until, the Lamb comes and is able to open the scroll. So in the same way Boaz redeemed Ruth, right? Jesus comes in a very similar way.
Yeah.
He redeems us, because Boaz could redeem Ruth because he's related and willing and able to pay the price. And Jesus can pay the price because he's related, he's willing, and he can actually, he paid it with his blood, right?
Yeah,
and so this is Ruth's story. It's also our story.
Yeah, amen.
That's good.
It's
I like
word,
that,
man.
Yeah, it's the last word. You don't want to top that?
Yeah, who's doing it? Come on, Alex.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
We've been doing a bit here of who gets the last word.
I'm ending on that one because that's too good for me to try to top. So I don't have a story. Well, and Pastor Gary's not here, so he can't do it. So
Pastor Gary would have.
He would have. He had something. I don't have anything. I'm letting it ride. I'm gonna put my money on this one.
That's good.
Well, that's it for us on More Podcast. Again, thank you for being here. So our prize is going to be a ticket to the new car.
Ticket to the new car.
We don't know if it's going to win or not, but you'll get
Can't guarantee that, but
we can't guarantee the win.
Can't win if you don't play.
That's right, but we can get you a ticket and a spot. And so if you win on the wheel,
that's an option for you.
There's an option for you to get the ticket. Yeah.
Come on.
And if you don't take the ticket, Pastor Hunter's going to take it because he needs to replace that Subaru he's got.
For many reasons.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
You have found us. More Podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply. Find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now,